Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden force guiding the world's most shocking events? Everything we focus on, whether we want it or not, is magnetized to us like a moth to a flame. Could it be that the very act of obsessing over a candidate in the last US election might have shaped the outcome more than any poll or prediction? The law of attraction. It's that mysterious concept suggesting that we can shape reality just by focusing our thoughts and energy. In other words, whatever we fixate on, whether we desire it or fear it, seems to find its way into our lives. Now, if you're thinking, come on, can thoughts really impact elections? Consider this. Research shows our minds have a powerful way of zeroing in on specific outcomes. The question is, are we unknowingly manifesting what we least desire? Let's take the 2024 US presidential election as an example. For months, the media, social feeds, and even conversations were buzzing with one central character, Donald Trump. Despite intentions, it almost felt as if that focus on him, good or bad, fed the energy around his impact. Could the law of attraction explain how such a divisive figure remained so central, even as many desperately wished for an alternative outcome? Was the intense focus on not Trump inadvertently a recipe for exactly that reality? All right, so what exactly is this law of attraction? Think of it like this. Whatever you focus on, you attract. If you wake up dreading the day, you might notice every minor inconvenience. But if you start with a positive thought, somehow things just go a bit smoother. This idea traces back to the basics of energy. Everything in the universe, from thoughts to objects, vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of attraction suggests that our thoughts emit energy waves, which pull in experiences, people, and events that vibrate at similar frequencies. How does it work? Imagine you're standing in front of a mirror. The universe, according to the law of attraction, is just a giant reflection of what's happening inside you. Thoughts, both conscious and subconscious, create signals we send out to the world. Focus on gratitude, and you start to notice more things to be grateful for. Focus on worry, and life seems to throw more challenges your way. It's like tuning a radio. Whatever you set your dial to, that's the station you hear. So, what happens when millions of people focus on the same thing? This is where things get fascinating. Our minds are like powerful transmitters. Imagine the entire nation, day after day, focused on the same person, situation, or outcome. According to the law of attraction, this collective attention intensifies that reality. It's not about what we want. It's about where our energy flows. Was it possible that by constantly focusing on one political figure, the American people unintentionally created an environment where his influence remained strong, even if their hope was to minimize it? Can we really attract what we don't want? The law of attraction doesn't filter out our wants from our fears. It doesn't distinguish between what we desire and what we dread. This is why people who constantly worry about things going wrong often find themselves surrounded by problems. They're essentially giving their energy to what they don't want. And in a high-stakes election, where fear of certain outcomes can be incredibly strong, it's possible that by focusing on avoiding a candidate, we're actually amplifying their influence. How can we harness this force for positive change, both in our lives and collectively? It starts with awareness. Here are a few practical ways to practice the law of attraction. 1. Focus on what you want, not what you don't. Shift your energy to what you'd love to experience. If you're worried about a financial problem, imagine abundance instead of lack. 2. Use positive affirmations. Repeat phrases that align with your goals. Simple statements like, I attract success, or I am surrounded by positivity, help direct your thoughts toward desired outcomes. 3. Visualize with emotion. Don't just picture the goal, feel it. Emotions are powerful amplifiers. When you genuinely feel gratitude or joy about a desired outcome, you strengthen that energy. 4. Let go of the how. Many people get stuck on how things should happen. The law of attraction doesn't work with rigid planning. Instead, focus on the end goal and stay open to different paths to reach it. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Our environments shape our thoughts. Surround yourself with people and situations that inspire you. Positivity fuels the attraction of more positive experiences. If you're finding value in these insights, imagine what a steady dose of positive energy could do for your life. Take a moment to subscribe and join our community. Together, we'll explore powerful ways to channel our thoughts for better outcomes. What's science got to say? You might be wondering, is there any science behind all this? Studies in psychology and neuroscience hint that our brains are incredibly selective. Known as the reticular activating system, RAS, this part of our brain filters the information we pay attention to, often highlighting things aligned with our thoughts and beliefs. Ever bought a new car and suddenly seen that same model everywhere? That's the RAS at work, bringing things aligned with our focus into view. While it's not exactly magic, it does show that our minds can bring about the reality we focus on. Did we manifest the election outcome? So back to the big question. Did the law of attraction influence the US presidential election? Did America's intense fixation on Trump, whether in favor or opposition, somehow pull his influence front and center? There's no definitive answer, but if we believe that energy follows focus, it's certainly a thought-provoking possibility. What's the takeaway here? The law of attraction is something we can all use to shape our lives. Whether we're aware of it or not, our thoughts are constantly building the world around us. So why not make those thoughts work in our favor? Want to improve your career, relationships, or finances? Start by shifting your focus. Visualize what success looks like for you, and let go of the worries that cloud your vision. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to wants and don'ts. It responds to energy. So maybe we did play a role in the election outcome through the sheer power of focus. But more importantly, we can control our individual realities. By aligning our thoughts with our goals, we invite opportunities, people, and circumstances that bring us closer to the life we envision.